Look, I hate to say it, but Trax played us all. Now, personally, I'm not saying I dislike Trax. Just like everybody else, I enjoy his content because I'm an entertainment junkie. And he is like a jeweler shock jockey. He has a history of doing this, and he targets specifically his competitors and basically those who work around them in different fields. He's kind of the oddball out because he is so popular on social media. This is how he got popular. Take a listen.
You see these two motherfucking pieces of shit right here? These cunt fucking suckers! Yo, why did you fuck me on my gold at 55% when it's supposed to be 50 fucking 8, bro? Tell the fucking world how much you fucking stole, motherfucker! And tell me what you're gonna do about it, you fucking cocksucking piece of shit! That's dental gold. I don't give a fuck! You stole 3%, I gave you mad fucking money! Bro, listen. Yeah.
So, first things first. The reason I'm doing another video about this because I thought the conversation was over. I did a video yesterday explaining to everyone that he lied. He justified that huge publicity stunt. He justified putting those guys in a trap and baiting them into attacking him. The way he justified it is by accusing them of impersonating him and stealing his customer. It turns out the customer knew exactly who he was dealing with. He actually snaked Trax and went behind Trax's back to a competitor who was also one of Trax who resells jewelry from people, and he wanted a cheaper price. Except Trax found out, called in the customer, that apparently he did his own analysis, he says, and he says, wait a minute, this isn't 14 karat, it's 9 karat. Trax has nothing to do with the transaction. Not to say that that's wrong or right, because in the jewelry game, everybody's fucking everybody. It's a ridiculous system. I don't buy jewelry anymore. It's not my thing. But that is a issue between the person who bought it and the person that sold it. Why the fuck are you interjecting yourself into these other two men's business? And then for you to voluntarily give the customer who was a former customer of yours, who went behind your back to a rival that works in the same little area you work in this jewelry place, why would you give him $22,000, $21,000? He used that $21,000 and he goes over to his rival and spooks him. Now he has a camera guy with him. This was a publicity stunt. This was scheduled anger. He called this man everything but a child of God, screamed in his face, called him a bitch, called him a thief. Let's think about it. What did Trax admit in that video? I called him a thief because he stole my client. So I make a video and I say, hey, if your client shops around and goes to one of your competitors, that's not him stealing your client. And I said, okay, and I have one question. And nobody, go to the video, people in the comments, oh, you're an idiot, you're stupid, this and this. How? I just had a question. My question was this. If this jeweler, who's a rival, stole your customer, then riddle me this. Who contacted who first? Did this jeweler just happen to come across your customer in a phone book? Or did your customer, who's already worked with you before, they know what you look like, they know where your shop is, why would they go around you to another person and claim that they were getting Trax jewelry from someone else? If they wanted to work with you, why didn't they go through you directly? Why did he contact? The customer contacted AK Jewelers. AK Jewelers has the receipt. So does Trax. We analyzed the receipt yesterday on live. There's no mention of Trax. Now, this is Trax jewelry, Trax quality, Trax's name. It's going to be on the receipt because that's one of the selling points of this transaction. I'm buying this because I wanted Trax jewelry. It's nowhere on the receipt. The people at Akay Diamond Akay Diamond, they never misrepresented themselves as being a Trax distributor, working with Trax. They're just all in the same building. And and then Trax admits, because he doesn't want to be called out as being a liar, he said, yeah, they said they had a ring that used to be, the customer said, well, they had a ring that used to be yours, but they're all out of the rings. People read, this is how the jewelry industry works. Say, for example, say I buy a chain for 10,000. I run into hard times. I go back to who I bought the chain from and I say, hey, I want to sell you back this chain. And they say, well, I'll be honest with you, Rico, it's a custom piece. I'll buy it back from you for 6. And I'm like, 6? Bruh, I bought it from you 4 months ago for 10,000. And they're like, you know what? I have to resell it. I got to clean it. The cost, it's custom, it's used, whatever. They're going to rebuy it from me for 6. They're going to put it back for sale for 12 or 13, whatever. But it's up to them. It's their discretion. I just wanted to prove the point that the outrage was fake. There was no need to do any of that because you were not a part of the transaction. Say the guy did sell you 14, make you pay for 14 carats, but there's only 8 carats, or say there's only 3 carats. That's between the customer and the person who sold it to him. Trax is not the diamond police. And if he is, then tell me, what's the extent of his heroism when it comes to jewelry? If I'm in California and somebody tells me they're going to sell me a Rolex, I buy it from the guy, and then I get home and it's a Casio. Can I fly to New York and say, hey, Trax, the guy told me I had a Trax Rolex. It just says Casio and it has a digital monitor. Is Trax going to say, okay, here goes 50,000 large cash. Is he going to fly to California with that same energy and go after the person who sold me the fucking watch? What's the extent? How often is he going to do this? Can anyone just come to him and say, hey, this watch is a different weight than what I was supposed to get. Can you help me? Is he a superhero for jewelry now? Is he going to go to everybody? Or was this just one of his rivals, a neighbor in the same store, and a customer went around him to them? He got mad, and then he created this major publicity stunt. You got to think about it. Those guys didn't attack him the first time around. He got in their face. He was humping the fucking glass case, just rough humping it too, like a mean little chihuahua. They didn't attack him. The security shoot him away. He comes back again with the camera guy. Then he gets spit on. He was there. It was all a setup. He was there to bait them into attacking him, bait them into responding. And then he got the publicity stunt he wanted. He baited them in. They shouldn't have fell for the trap. They should have controlled their anger a little bit better, but we're men. Someone getting in your face, getting all aggressive, you're going to lose your temper sometimes. I make these points. I say, hey, let's go off of what the paperwork says. Is there any proof that these people misrepresented themselves as Trax? Because what Trax was accusing them of is, for one, stealing his customer, for two, using his name to steal the customer. We look at all the paperwork. Trax's name is not on there. The customer has a full, it's itemized, everything that he purchased. Nothing on there is indicating that he was buying something from Trax or anything even affiliated with Trax. See, the people that are attacking me in my comments are speaking from an angle of emotion. But these are the same people that when there was an Asian guy that fell over in the middle of the street and back in 2020, they said, oh my God, let's get some masks. You're gullible. You're emotional. You're not logical, and you're not able to think. I ask a simple question. Who contacted who first? Did the customer contact Akay Diamonds, or did Akay Diamonds reach out and magically just cold call the customer? Because once you ask that question, Trax's entire argument, Trax's entire publicity stunt falls apart. That's why nobody wants to ask that question. I'm not even trying to be empathetical. I like Trax. I've been following him for years. I just think that him targeting these other jewelers is petty, and it's a way for him to get attention, and he's choosing his targets. I just don't, I don't think it's right. This is an entire industry and they have their own little society, their own little world in there, whatever. But his job is not to police it. They have police for that. They have lawyers for that. You can literally sue. Why would you go to Trax about a transaction he wasn't a part of? And why in the hell would he give you cash for a product that you did not buy from him? And then he gets cameras to go confront the guy who you bought it from. That was not his place to do so. It wasn't his responsibility. It's yours. You're the customer. You're actually the only person with a legal recourse. This was a staged publicity stunt. I like Trax. It doesn't mean this wasn't a staged publicity stunt. I've literally shown you the receipts. The receipt is in the fucking thumbnail. It says exactly who the customer bought this from. The customer was under no disillusion that he was purchasing anything at all that had anything to do with TraxNYC. Zero. So why was Trax pretending he was over there? Because these people misrepresented him and ripped off his customer. If you have a client and you're offering a service and they decide to shop around and go around you, the new person they go to that's a rival of yours, they did not steal your customer. They did not snake your customer. Your customer chose to go with them. That's business. The best you can do in any business is be first in line and best dressed. It's not a guarantee that everyone's going to come back to you. I'm in business. I understand that. There's been plenty of people that came to me for 2 years in a row. The third year, they tried to go around me. It didn't work. And the fourth and fifth and sixth year beyond, they're still loyal customers of mine. And I see them every single year. But I understand that people are going to look out for their wallets and their own self-interest first. I'm not going to expect them to be loyal to me just because I'm me. That's not how it works. This is business. Trax voluntarily gave that guy that money on video, and he went over and screamed he didn't even give the man a chance to answer. You ever notice that? He didn't even give these guys a chance to answer. Look, it's a pattern. No one ever, he talks over you. There's nobody has a chance to respond. So then how are we going to have a dialogue? What if they were going to say, I didn't steal your customer. I never misrepresented you. I don't know why he's saying that. And when you turn around and ask the customer, maybe the customer would have already took off because he played you. You wouldn't know because you didn't ask. This is the complete wrong way to have conflict resolution. And this is from 1 year ago today.
You see these two motherfucking pieces of shit right here? These fucking suckers! Yo, why did you fuck me on my gold at 55% when it's supposed to be 50 fucking 8, bro? Tell the fucking world how much you fucking stole, motherfucker! And tell me what you're gonna do about it, you fucking cocksucking piece of shit! That's dental gold. I don't give a fuck! You stole 3%, I gave you mad fucking money! Bro, let's say...
Now that man just hit the phone out of his face. You're shoving a phone in his face. You're calling him out of his name. These are grown men. The response yesterday, yeah, those guys were arrested. That case is going to have to be thrown out. If he's saying one guy tried to choke me with my chain, he might have a little bit of motion there. But when you're in someone's face and you're aggressing them, they have a responsibility of self-protection to protect themselves. That's just normal. But the fact of the matter is he does have a history of doing all this, which is a pretty important part of this equation that must be considered.
Where's my money? I got this. Where's my money? What?
They don't fucking owe you any money. You did not buy anything from them. You did not get the bracelet from them. You have another man's bracelet. They are in no contractual agreement with you. What about that does anyone not understand? Even if he has, I don't give a fuck if they told him it was 15 karat and it was -3 carats, and they actually put a physical real carat, an orange one, and they cut it into a circle and put it on his fucking wrist and then sprayed some bedazzle on there. But they charge you for 15 gold carats, but they put an actual Bugs Bunny carrot on your wrist. That does not still give another party the right to interject themselves into your business. That's between you, the customer, and the seller who sold it to you. Trax taking that, buying it from the guy, and then returning and pretending that they owe him money now, a full refund. They denied this other guy a refund. That's probably why he went to Trax and he threw Trax's name in there to get Trax to crash out and maybe go say something. Trax probably took the bait, but Trax took it a step further by creating this publicity stunt. So I'm here to have this conversation, and people literally in my comments defending this guy like they heard what Akay Diamonds had to say. We haven't heard from him. I'm going off of the receipt and the evidence. There was no evidence that this was misrepresented as coming from Trax directly. And this is why I said he's a liar, because he lies and said, well, you're using my name. If I used your name, it'll be on the receipt. It's not there. He lied.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You say VVS, I3, 14 carat, and you're using my name. You
6447.
Yeah, 6447. You thief!
There's a violence. Stop. Take him out. Stop. Take him out.
Yeah. No. Hands off me, bro. Take your hands off me, bro.
He's all in Akay Diamond's face, but he's only doing this to provoke him. He's a shock jockey. People do this on the internet. They'll literally, they'll go to the hood. They'll make jokes around people in the hood. And then they'll get a video of you pulling out a gun or punching them or trying to fight them. This is no different than that. Anything for clicks. Anything. And I point this out, not because I don't like them. I like watching this content. I don't know the guy personally. None of us do. And people were literally in my comments going crazy defending this bullshit, petty ass behavior as if they stole from him and ripped him off. They didn't at all. And the customer, it looks like the customer just finessed Trax and got him to crash out, but it turned into a viral publicity stunt. And now he's going to do much more promotion, more advertising. He's probably going to make more money. But at what expense? The gullible, idiotic public that can't literally figure out what's going on because they refuse to ask questions. One question: how did your customer get in contact with Akay Diamonds? They had to have went around Trax and went behind his back. There was no other way about it. And you're mad at Akay Diamonds, be mad at your customer. That's all I was saying. So anyway, people have been arguing with me. I just wanted to clear this up and make a little short video about it. I'll be back on with another live in about 20 minutes. And I'll see you guys again shortly. But watch the video. There's nobody misrepresented or impersonated him. Nobody used his name. The receipt shows what name and information was used. His name's not on there. I'll be back again in 20 minutes. America first and America only.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.